Hey everyone, I'm Sarah with Fisher-Price Ranch. First off, please hit that subscription button down below and notification bell for updates on our next videos. Finally, sprinklers are done in the buck pen, so now I can get started seeding and getting their pastures up and going. So I've been kind of lazy, but at the same time it has a purpose. It's been so hot, it's been in the 90s here. For us, that is way too hot. I'm sweating already and I just got started. I have not cleaned the courtyard because I needed all the manure for the buck pen for when I spread the seed. So I've been letting it kind of pile up a little bit, and so now I'm cleaning it. So it's a chore. I'm having to clean the pen, load it up in the wheelbarrow, take it back to the back of the acre, unload it, back and forth till I'm done. But since you guys saw in my last video, we did finally get the sprinklers up and going. They're working. We're very excited. So now it is time to get this done. So here we go. All right, so I don't know if you guys have seen our, well, I'm assuming you've seen our setup, but if you weren't sure why we laid it out this way, so this is the courtyard. We have their chute, and then we have all the pastures connected to the chute. This is why I need in here, and I need to be able to get in and out of this door without the goats getting out. So we use the chute to put them out in pasture number 2, and they're officially locked out there. So they're not in my way, they're not getting out. Makes life so much easier. So as you can see, I've already gotten started. The ground is nice and clean here. Lots of manure and bits of hay, mostly manure. The good thing about doing it this way, part of the reason, if people deep bed in the winter, it breaks down your manure into a mulch, and then springtime you clear out your deep bedding and you get it really nice for the garden. So this is kind of the same thing with this many goats. There are 18 up here, well, 15 in the courtyard, 3 in the weaning pen, which are for breeding. These are the 2 girls that returned to heat, or didn't return to heat, but they're not pregnant. So hopefully Bazooka will get the job done. So having 15 goats in here pooping every 5 seconds, it gets pretty deep, as you can see. But the good thing about it is they're walking on it daily. And look at that, they break it down. The pellets have become now a mulch. So I do this on purpose. It's an excuse to be lazy once in a while, but also it is breaking down the pellets into a usable soil. So now it is time to clean it up, and we're going back to bare ground, and we'll do it all over again. Of course, in the wintertime for us, I try and keep it clean as much as possible because we do get a lot of snow, and then it gets frozen, and then sometimes we can't clean it for months at a time. And so wintertime, I try and clean it frequently. So anyway, here we go. Alright, so we're going to make a pile here, and then we'll work up top on this side to spread the seed, and then we'll cover it with this manure that we brought in. I'm going to have to remove some of these taller weeds. This one's like 4 foot tall, because it'll be in the way of spreading the seed. Probably break down a lot of them, actually. That way we could break up the soil and get the seed down into the dirt and then covered. And then once that one's done, we can work on the second pasture. All right, their courtyard is officially clean. So now we can let the girls back in. Just gotta undo this. Thor is out hanging out in the yard today while I clean, since I had to leave the buck pen open. There we go. All right, girls. You can come on back now. I don't know what it is. I put them out in the pasture. You think they'd be happier out there, but they sure do love their courtyard. Come on in, girls. Come on. Good girls. Alright, so now we can get started planting the buck pasture. Alright, so here's our big pile of manure, and I decided with all these weeds, we're just going to let the boys in here to eat them down. Alright, so now we'll let the boys out. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on, Joe. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, boys. There you go. So they'll take care of our problem. Come on, Wrecker. Come on, Joe. Come on. Come on. So even after this long, Wrecker and Thor don't fully get along yet. Wrecker, come on. Come on, Thor. So Thor is peeking out of his jump gate, and Wrecker doesn't want to go past him. Huh. Silly. There we go. Now we're moving. Go ahead, Joe. There. There we go. So they'll take care of the weeds for today. Then this evening we'll get started planting. Alright, so now that we've got all our manure, it's evening time, a couple days later. We didn't get to it that day, but now we're just raking up the soil a little bit just to break it up so it's not a hard surface. And then we're going to spread our seed and then cover it with the manure. Alright, so I've got my seed mixture here, and what we have is the larger seeds are ryegrass, and the real small seeds are Bermuda grass. And that's all we're going to do for the buck pen is just the rye and the Bermuda. Now we can get these seeds at natureseed.com. And I ordered the seeds, and literally 2 hours later, they sent me a shipping confirmation. So they ship it very, very fast. I really like this company. So we're going to get this spread out here and covered with the manure. So we got our seed spread, and now we're covering it. I'm going to say a ½ inch or so with our goat manure. So we've got all this done so far. We've got that little patch left, and then we have to do where the manure was sitting. You can see our square there. And then it's ready for watering. Alright guys, so we're officially planted in our first pasture. So we get to start the water. There we go. So we're going to let this run 45 minutes, and then we'll run the other 2 sprinklers for the other side for the same amount of time, and then we'll water again first thing in the morning, probably same time on each setting, and that'll really soak it. And then chances of rain tonight, hopefully would help, because that'll really soak it, but we'll see what happens. Alright you guys, well we finally got the bucks started. We got to do one more pasture, but I think what we're going to do, because they don't have as much space as the girls do, we're going to let this one grow in for a couple of weeks. And when it's at least 6 inches tall, we'll let them on it, and then we'll lock down the other pasture and get that one seeded and growing as well, and then we'll just rotate them. We've only got 4 boys back here, so they shouldn't eat it down too fast, and we're still feeding them. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.